Hey guys, what's going on? Tabor Simpson back again with another video here. And today I'll be talking about the tips and Bibles that you need to be knowing when you go to a model train show. Now I am making this video to dedicate to the people that do have troubles figuring out what to buy when they go to a model train show. Normally people think, let's go get a locomotive or let's go get more like rolling stock, more controllers, more track. So today in this video, I'll be explaining the 5 things that I recommend you to buy as a beginner or even as a long-time modeler. I still want you to buy these items. So let's get into it. Start with number 5. So you already know, the train show is in the name. It has to be trains on there, of course. Yes, trains are always going to be on this list, but I'm putting them at number 5, and here is why. They're at number 5 because there are some prices that you need to pay for certain trains, and I recommend paying any locomotive between around $70 and $45 or $50, and here's why. I say this because if you're gonna get a decent locomotive with decent detail, great detail, actually some good running, that's not like no have really no problems, no malfunctions, then that's what you're gonna get. You want to get a half decent loco, and 70 to 50 is not really bad of a price compared to these days locos, which are new and have less features. So again, right after trains, the train can't do anything without its track. So track pieces are always well. Now, these track pieces they're awful because ones are from the 1970s. I still got a box of track that I still haven't opened up since Christmas. So we're waiting on the layout to get here. But anywho, we still got the tracks that you need to have your trains running. And you can't do anything without any good track. Now, good track will do for you is the connection, the better electrical connections, the better your locomotive will run, have better running performance. If it's cogging or generating along, it might be because of the electricity or maybe the mechanism. Preferably, I would take the track because I want to have better track for running on your layout. So make sure to get better. We're at the train show, make sure you get better track because track is really essential to any part of layout that you want to have. You want to have good track so that your trains can run smoothly and you will have some better connections going through your track and your layout. Now, on to number 3. Controllers is what determines you from your model layout. So controllers are the main source of how to run things, of course. So the controller that you usually see me use in all my videos so far has been this Tyco Power Pack right here with an output of 6 VA, total 18 voltage. So, the controller itself is horrible. Let me put it to you that way. It's not very well because one is age, and 2, you can't really do much but go stop and speed. You do have your accessories tab on here, which is also good because accessories can make other things in your layout move and operate. But when time goes on your model layout, you do not want to have a controller like this. I personally don't really like it, but this is what I'm working with right now, and it's good for my operations and trying to fix run locomotives. But over time, we will have a different controller in this. I'm gonna still have this one when I need it, but when you go to the train show, do not get a controller like this if you see one like this, especially if it's cheap. I still really don't recommend getting something like this, but if you really need it, get it if you need it. It is not okay. So it's terrible for what it is, but it is fit for purpose. It is fit for you to run your trains around your layout. Not a well controller, but it's fair for what it is. The controllers really now I do have the Backman Easy controller right here. I don't use this because all my Easy Track is broken. That came with this locomotive right here. So usually I like the ones with the knob. This knob really does feel great. It has directional turning right here. And believe it or not, this has less features than this right here, but it's better. You can do more slow speeds. The motors sound quieter with this than this because of the PWI. So I'll say go for something like this if you need it. Go with something without the plugs like this, but it is a good controller. Now on to, I'm gonna cheat myself right here. So we're gonna go to, instead of 2, we're going to 2.5. And for 2.5, we have 2.5. We got the Transformers. Now Transformers are, you don't really, for this one, this already has a plug put into it, so I don't really need a transformer. But sometimes in Mile Railway, if they route train shows, they do have transformers that you can plug into your controller to make them work. Just as so as this one. The right voltage and get you something like this to plug into the wall and make the controller work. So these sometimes come in really cheap at train shows. Something like this will be a simple cord. Sometimes they're larger than this because of how they put out more voltage. But if you need a transformer, get you one from train shows because some of them online are really kind of like expensive these days, just like everything else. But really, if you're gonna go to a transformer, get them at train shows. Now on to number 2. Yes, for number 2, it is track cleaners. Talking about some track cleaners. Now what track cleaners do the most is you can't run trains with a dirty track because it will cause a power shortage, or it will cause really a defection in the power. Well, meaning that the trains will kind of still be clogging. Your track could be perfect, the fish place can connect well, but if your track's dirty, then the trains are not gonna get power from that track. And this can be fixed by these track cleaners. Now, this one is a good way. I got this from a train store, but they do have track cleaners. Pick one up. They're really cheap. I'll say go for one that's like $10 or less. Sometimes they have rolling stock that cleans the track for you, so that's great. To be honest, if you need a track cleaner clean the track, get one because they are essential. They are great for cleaning any track that you need to be cleaned. Now, last but not least, and here is number 1. And for number 1, we have rolling stock. Now, rolling stock coaches, much larger coach. Rolling stock is going to be really essential to your layout. Any rolling stock, like I said in my last video, talking about the train show, I did say there was at least $5 Athearn rolling stock. And believe it or not, Athearn, I believe, are probably the best rolling stock manufacturers out there. They don't make only rolling stock, but the rolling stock that they produce, it is very good. They are awesome at rolling stock. And to see it for $5, wow, that's a steal. So if you see any cheap rolling stock, like a box car like this that's complete, that you just need for any train, pick that up ASAP. And here's why. Because if you need any rolling stock for a train to complete, like I need more UK vans for my Class 58, B17s, A4s. I need more rolling stock for them to pull because I don't really have any, and it's gonna be silly watching them pulling US stock. I can make them do that, but it's all right. I just need to get more UK stock. But nonetheless, Get more rolling stock because it's good to stock up on more stuff for your locomotives to pull. Unfortunately, I don't have that much US rolling stock, but the next train show I probably film, I'm gonna definitely get more rolling stock. It's good to have rolling stock that your locomotive can pull around a lot. Good that you can mix and match trains. You can have a mixed freight. You can have a tanker, boxcar train. You can have a lot more variety with what your locomotives pull. And definitely get coaches too. Rolling stock these days are as high as a kite. So you will need to pick up more like coaches. If you see $10 coaches, pick them up now. They are really essential to your railway. Pick them up. Because if you don't, I mean, usually when I see deals like that, I usually feel sad about leaving a train show and not picking that up. So pick them up as fast as you can. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on the tips of model train sales or buying anything at model trains. It's good to buy stuff at model trains so that online you wouldn't have to pay for stuff online that's higher now from the retailers or from the actual shop. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I am so excited to post another one. So let's get it. I will see you guys in the next one.